I'm Cam Cooney and I'm a Movember ambassador. And every year I do a challenge to raise awareness for men's mental health, and this year is my biggest yet. Last year I went from Land's End to John O'Groats, relying purely on strangers' help. And this was to prove that even when we're struggling, there's family, there's friends, there's colleagues, even strangers to help us. And this year I'm taking a step further. I want to prove that even going into a foreign country where people don't speak my language, there's still people there to help us when we're struggling and when we ask for help. So I'm going to take myself to Berlin, drop myself off there, and give myself 2 weeks to get back to my home, relying purely on strangers' help. And the reason I'm doing this challenge, going from Berlin to Glasgow, is because 60 men take their own life around the world every hour. And in the space of a full day, that's 1,440 men. So doing this challenge, each stranger can only help me with 60 miles of travel at a time. And this is to represent the 60 men that take their own life. And in the space of that same distance from Berlin to my home is 1,440 miles. The reason I'm taking it bigger this year is because last year when I went from Land's End to John O'Groats in 6 days, relying purely on strangers' help, I was absolutely blown away by how helpful, how compassionate and how empathetic people were when I reached out to them. When we're struggling silently, this is the hardest thing for us to do, to reach out and ask for help. And we often think that nobody will ever help us, but there's family members, there's friends, there's colleagues, and even strangers. So this year, by going from Berlin to Glasgow, I'm going to prove that empathy, compassion, and pure kindness that we inherently all have transcends all of this. So my personal why for doing this challenge is 3 years ago, I lost my big cousin to suicide. And he left behind him a supportive family, friendship groups, work colleagues. And I know if he reached out and asked for help, his family, his friends, his football teammates, his work colleagues, and even strangers, anybody would have helped him. And by doing this challenge, I want to prove that. Because if there's somebody out there who's struggling like my big cousin Seamus was, reach out. Because I can promise you there will be somebody there to help you.